What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action. Spawning in the blue color, playing as Kronos. Our challenger for today. His name is Hazza. Hazza the Great, Hazza the Wise, Hazza the with a gigantic challenge in front of him. As his opponent today, in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Themista. Dun 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 dun! Themista is finally playing on an account called himself. I mean, technically speaking, his old account was Themista as well. It's just he changed away from that name. I mean, if you knew who it was, you knew who it was. If you didn't, you didn't. Nonetheless, we're on the map Savannah, and as always, I'm very, very excited to watch Themista. Every time I watch him play, I learn a little something new about this game, Age of Mythology retold. He's an incredibly strong player. He's got a YouTube channel running at the moment. I do recommend checking that one out if you want to see the first person craziness that is Themista. He is incredibly high APM. He's got great multitasking. He's got great decision making. He's got great micro. He's got pretty good macro. And I have to take stuff. I got to take something off. I can't say he's just got a 10 out of 10 in every single category. His macro is pretty good. Come on, thank you for the rating party, my dude. Wow, we're just getting underway. We are just getting underway in this auspicious of days right now. But yes, we are seeing that temple coming up, and Mister in this one, he is going to be going for a very, very fast advance time. He loves this 3:15 advance with Poseidon, but I'm not sure he can quite afford it or not. Or he could dump all the villagers in an advance here if he really wants to. And that's what he's going to try and do. Yeah, there he goes. I'll give you a little trick on this. For those of you who want to learn a little, like how to get a little bit more efficiency out of your age up, because we did see Mr. kind of miss that age up by a little bit. What you can do is you can pre-queue the age up coming in. It's impossible to get to 3:15 or at 2:15, it's possible to get to that 400 food. In those situations where it's impossible to get to that, pre-queue the age up. When the villager pops out, just as the villager pops out, select your villagers and then hit Alt-C. That's the default command there. That's going to send them all to run for cover, and that will basically get you that age up straight away. Very, very good. So, and then you obviously Alt-C again out of the town center to get them back to stuff. I've got people saying my mic is muted. I think you just have to unmute the stream or the YouTube video. Anyways, we are seeing Prometheus coming through, and Mr. will immediately spot the Oracle here that gets converted over into an Oracle hero. We are seeing that deconstruction coming down onto the temple here as Mr. wanted a second centaur out very, very early on. So this will slow him down a little bit here. Meanwhile, in the main base, we are seeing a counter barracks coming up. We've got those Prometheans coming out in that main base, and the Oracle hero is going to get slapped down as Theseus just takes the relic, leaves it in his base here. He wants to be dropping that into his temple when he can, dropping the lure down. I absolutely love this lure. Maybe over onto the chickens would be a little bit better, but nonetheless, reason why is instead of using it straight at the start of the game where he doesn't need to, he uses it at in his main base in the classical age, and his villagers here are going to easily move over here and not have to build a granary, saving that 50 wood later, plus also getting an extra 200 resource from it. I think that's correct. Let me just double check. It doesn't want to tell me exactly how it works. Unfortunately, my advanced tooltips is not advanced enough. Nonetheless, we are going to be seeing a little bit of harassment coming through here as the catapulties of Hazza are going to come out and attempt to defend, and Mr. will have to pack his bags and return back home. Meanwhile, in the main base of Hazza, he's just about to finish up on these rhinoceros. He's still got chickens over here. He's still got the berries over here as well, and all the good stuff. On this position here, you can probably time shift that mana over here to kind of defend this position here and try and block off this left side if you really want to there. Meanwhile, we are seeing Mr. doing something that is a little bit on the... I get why he's doing it. He's playing against... counter barracks, and you're expecting, and in the counter barracks, there's 3 types of units you can build. You can build Term, you can build Caraballas, you can build Catapeltes. At the moment, though, he has spotted some Catapeltes, so I would have assumed that he might want to go into a military academy over the stable, even though he is playing as that Poseidon there, as the Catapeltes are just going to be a very difficult unit to take out at this moment. That being said, it kind of looks to me, and I could be wrong about this, it kind of looks to me that Mr. is wanting to go for some sort of a fast heroic here of sorts, as he's really banking a lot of resources up. He's going to be pulling off of this location here and jumping over onto his chickens here as well. Does he have himself his husbandry? Yes, he does. He's got husbandry as well, as the Theseus pulls back into the main base, and those Catapeltes most likely just going to have to retreat away once they see those watchtowers there, but Hazza's in a great position now to start putting some serious pressure onto the Themista, and this is where we start to see where these decisions start making a lot of sense. We're seeing a town center coming up over here. We are having the manors coming through to speed this one up. Hazza a little bit late on that. Definitely wanted to have those manors down before he starts the town center. Nonetheless, we are seeing cheeky little raids coming through here as the citizens going to be diving for the town center there. Now, unfortunately for Mr., I believe he's run through this location and he's not going to be seeing that town center coming up. So Hazza gets away with this one in a kind of big way, as the Atlanta and the Centaur are going to be getting a little bit of harassment onto this one. Citizens going to be diving through. These guys over on this position might want to just pull in to the main base here and just get onto some straggler trees for the time being. Maybe pull over here or something like that, as those hero catapult is going to come over here and start pushing back. Meanwhile, there is the market coming down for the Themista. For those of you who don't know, Poseidon does get a cheaper market than he does get an armory. So you can get that one down for a little bit less resources to get yourself to the heroic age. If you're not really planning to get any armory upgrades out, it can be a good idea, especially like fast heroics and things like that. As the Hippias over here, almost getting taken down, does get to stay alive there with 20 HP as it retreats away. Does have 5.9 speed, so more than enough to get into the main base here. We could also see, for instance, him getting himself this Lord of Horses upgrade here to give those Hippias a little bit of HP back. Meanwhile, Catapeltes roaming forward here, just trying to secure everything, and the Katoskopos now coming through to see the town center is up, and Mr. knows exactly what's afoot here, and the question is, what is he going to be able to do about it? As we are seeing hoplites starting to come through, we'll be able to make some paspis to deal with those Catapeltes here, and the big move here, or power move for Mr., is to be going for a gold staff at this point. But there is a lot of stuff that Kronos Atlantean can kind of do to get some advantages here, and we'll see if Mr. can get some good raids off, though. This is going to be the biggest, most important thing for him to need to do to keep himself in this game in terms of being able to get himself gold staffs and everything else. If he just leaves these citizens to their own devices, chances are it's going to be really, really challenging for him to actually get that, as we do see another... Will he get this citizen as well? A little bit of miss micro there for Mr. as he was trying to get the path block, but instead pushed the citizen to safety there, as the Catapelte heroes are going to be coming back over here to hit on this position. And we do indeed see Mr. not opting for an all-in strategy here, instead opting in for something a little bit more safe, going for that second town center, which does then put the ball back into the court of Hazza, who... He's got himself that second town center first. He's got more citizens. He has had a lot of idle citizen time from Mr.'s very, very effective raids thus far, and lost one, but it's still... You'd have to assume right here, advantage for Hazza, as the Nemean line coming through. There is that Oracle over here as well. Mr. is not going to be wanting to let that one get to safety there, as the Atlanta does manage to take that one down. Catapelte heroes coming forward here, as the heroic age has been clicked through. But look at this for Hazza. He's only got 2 military buildings. He's going to need to get a lot more out and start spending his resources. Whereas Mr., he's got himself a healthy amount of military units right now, and he's going to be able to pressure wherever he wants to on the map. I'd love to see Mr. just walk straight in onto this gold mine and cause a lot of problems here, because gold is going to be really, really important moving forward here for our Kronos player, Hazza, at this moment. as Mister is going to be moving up to the top side, looking to hit some of those citizens up there as well. We do see that shaft mine going to be coming through to boot, as it's such a good upgrade. For those of you wanting to know, this thing getting extra 15% of base of your gather rate. So it's a big deal to get those upgrades. They pay for themselves very, very quickly, especially if you've got a ton of villagers on gold. Mister's only got 8 at the moment, or he's got himself 11, excuse me, at the moment. It's up here. So it is a big amount of resources that he's going to be able to gain from getting those. You do have to get those as fast as you possibly can when you're in these sort of kind of boomy positions. If you're going for sort of timings, you want to invest everything into infantry or military, I should say, in order to get some value here, as we are seeing that citizen hero and a citizen getting picked off here, as Mister is commanding the pace of this game very, very nicely here, as those catapulties will be retreating back. And the satyr over here, they are out, and they will get a lot of good damage in. And you have to remember, there is chaos. And what is chaos predominantly good at? It's predominantly good at making counter units hit themselves. You want slingers to hit slingers. You want peltas to hit peltas. You want hapaspists to hit hapaspists. And this could be something that Hazza can do right now. He can drop this down, especially if that Nemean Lion has not used that special ability or something. Maybe you don't even want to click Chaos onto the Nemean Lion there, as well as Mister going to be pulling back. But Hazza, for the first time in this game, has taken the score lead. And we ask, this is so good from Mister. He's got that Pegasus. This is the, what's it called? This is the Winged Messenger. This is such a good technology to pick up. Taking down 2 oracles here because he spots them. Now, there was a bit of a misplay from Hazza to put them over there and put 2 over there. He shouldn't have lost 2, should have just been 1. But that Pegasus there has been a very, very big help for Mister, as the Contarius on the back will be getting taken down. Villagers over here putting farms down in the middle of nowhere is a little bit risky, but it is in the back corner of his base here. So no big problems where that's concerned, as the medium Contarius does end up getting sniped down. Third town center is now coming through here for Mister, and this is going to give him back the edge in this game. He's going to get those extra villagers out. He's going to be completely safe because he's got this fortress here. That being said, it's not completely safe, because our Kronos player for 10 favor can click what? Deconstruction on this, get rid of that fortress and pressure this gold mine. Mister might be wanting to be just a little bit more careful, maybe getting some walls up and getting some buildings here to secure this gold mine over here. So if this fortress gets time shifted, you can just retreat back over here and be okay on that spot. Maybe get up a second fortress as well. Could be another idea here if he so chooses. But it looks like to me, Mister is attempting, there's that second fortress. Mister is going to be attempting to get himself to the Mythic age here while sitting under 2 fortresses. And this is something that it's very, very strong in Age of Mythology, is sort of double defensive buildings and just teching behind it. So very, very expensive to make it happen, but it does mean if your opponent invests too heavily into military without any siege, you're going to be completely safe to do those greedy teching plays. And the more I think about it, and we did see that Mister has gone through Curse, so this thing I'm about to say is going to be a little bit less relevant because he doesn't have Thracian horses, but there is a very, very potent unit to be mixing into your army, and if not possible, to just mix it in to get an entire army of it, the Tyroi in the Mythic Age. Such a strong unit there as the army of Mister. This is just something that Mister is really enjoying doing here. Just poking through, pushing villagers off. Doesn't care if he gets a villager kill or not. He is just looking to do something. And what is this actually doing in a tangible setting? He's like, Hazza doesn't lose that many resources for this. He pulls back a couple bit, then he pulls back in, gets the gold back. So he probably loses like maybe 10 to 20 gold total on that sort of a raid, maybe 30 gold on that raid. So it's not a small amount, well, not a large amount of gold loss. But what it does do is it makes Hazza distracted. It prevents Hazza from doing things back here, as we are seeing the Contarius running through. And it looks like in this way as well, Mister is able to defend that raid really, really nicely to boot there. But Hazza, he's got a great big fat army, but Artemis is queued up. Lord of Horses is queued up. Heavy infantry is queued up. And while Mister is behind on the villager count, he will get very, very close to catching up here. One thing that Hazza might want to consider here is getting the technology out of his economic guild tier, Theft of Fire, and just maybe just heroizing a bunch of citizens, because it is a very, very good technology. If you can get all 50 of your citizens heroized and have that theft of fire, it's a big, big boost to your economy. That's expensive to do that, though. Let's be completely real. Not actually able to tell you exactly how much it costs to heroize a citizen, but it is expensive. Nonetheless, apparently Mr. watched the farm efficiency video. I didn't watch the farm efficiency video. Is that just dropping 8 farms on the town center instead of dropping 12? Is that what it is? Maybe that's what it is. We are seeing those Contarios coming through here for Hazza. They are getting very nicely defended by hoplites at the moment, as Hazza sees the Mythic Age pop through and he's like, oh, I better attack here. And in the grand scheme of things, if you're attacking when you see the Mythic Age, you're already attacking too late. You're already attacking too late. As we do see a big deconstruction coming down, the Chaos getting dropped down into that position, and Mr. very, very safely, very, very calmly says, I am literally just going to click ceasefire. I'm going to get myself my champion soldiers, my shafts of plague. People complaining about a one divine damage technology in electron bullets. You got a 1.5 divine damage technology in sharks of plague. Not saying I'm salty or anything about all the complaints. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing things out. You guys can decide whatever you want about this, but we are going to be seeing this army that Mr. has created being very, very effective moving forward. He drops the curse down, hits with the Nemean line as well. That Chimera here has got a special ability. I think it hasn't used it just yet, but he can push in and hit those units very, very shortly as well. Meanwhile, still hitting raids at the top side of the map. We are seeing that Chimera moving forward onto this side. Earthquake coming down into the main base of Hazza. Can he kill off the town center or not? Villagers turning around to repair this one back up, and he does manage to keep that one alive with that repairing. Chimera pushing forward, going to be using that, well, used the special on the back there, I think, by accident, as Hazza needs to retreat back ever so slightly. He doesn't have any heroes out in order to, well, not many heroes out in order to take out that Chimera there, but he does manage to eventually pick that one off. Contarius face tanking against those hoplites at the moment, as the very, very scary Toxotes of the Mista starting to take a lot of units out here in a very big way. Nemean Lion over here going to be getting taken down to boot. Citizens going down on this side underneath the main base, and Mister's push is well and truly on the way. Meanwhile, over here, we've got Sauron taking down the palace on this location. He's got a big club. I'm just kidding, it's Polyphemus, but Sauron taking down the palace here. And Hazza is simply put out of population, out of economy, out of hope in this game. Mr. Too strong, too fast, too good for Hazza in this one. But Hazza's going to continue to attempt to make something happen here. He's got no gold left. He's got, he does have this town center left at his main base, but he's losing citizens left, right, and center. Down 40 villages or citizens right now, or 40 population of citizens right now, is a very, very difficult position to be in. The Chimera over here still charging in, taking names over here as a hero citizen is in to actually shank down that Chimera for the time being. More hoplites coming through, and the Mista will be able to charge in and very quickly take out this fortified town center. But Mythic Age coming in, Implode dropping down, Argus coming through as well. This is an opportunity here for Hazza to make a solid comeback in this game, but he doesn't even pick off that many units here with that Implode. And Hazza sees it and he says, you know what, that's enough. Time to resign here. And the Mista takes the game with some very, very efficient Poseidon play, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you gotta be pointing out things for Hazza to be trying to work on here. The Mystic gets away with a little bit of a tech cheese in a way. A little bit of a tech cheese. And what I mean by that is there was a moment here, and you have to be scouting this stuff out. I've got omniscience. It's easy for me to see this stuff. On the other side here for Hazza, you've got to be doing things like poking. And let me go over what I'm saying this tech cheese is from the Mista. The Mista goes for The Mythic Age, when he's got only like 150, 160 population. Why is that a tech cheese? It's basically a tech cheese because if your opponent catches you in that web, you're going to have to spend ceasefire. You're going to have to defend. You're going to basically be in a much more. You're going to be in a much worse place if your opponent catches you out doing that. Whether or not it's cheese in the fact that you're going to lose the game if you get caught out, or if it's just you're just going to be put back a little bit from it. I'm not actually 100% sure. But the way that you play around this to some degree is you've got to poke. You got to be counting how many military units your opponent has. You got to be having some idea of what your opponent has actually got, so that you can take a guess as to whether he's going to the Mythic Age, as to whether he's pumping units out. But what Mr. did in this game, which made it really, really hard for Hazza to make that call and make those decisions and get on the offensive here, was those little raids. Those tiny raids that he was doing here, it was just keeping Hazza preoccupied. So how do you defend against really little raids? Walls. That is the big way. That's the big thing that shuts down this sort of style of play from Themista. The only way to break through walls is to go for a big raid. And that does change things when you're starting to see that, because if it's a big raid, you know that your opponent's making military units. He's not going for the Mythic Age, so you're not needing to do that poking action. You can just get back and defend it. But really, really nice game here from Themista. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.